Hi guys, have I come to a new video. Today I have Samsung Galaxy S8 with me, and today we are going to take a look at the Lineage OS 14.1, Android 7.1.2 Android Nougat for the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. So I am going to split this video into two parts. In the first part of this video we are going to take a look at this ROM. I'm going to show you all the bugs of this ROM, all the features and so on. And in the second part of this video I am going to show you how to install this ROM on your Samsung Galaxy S8 or S8 Plus. So now let's start with the review. So this one here is one of the very first Lineage OS builds for the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. And as you can see, it is really smooth already, but the thing is that there are a lot of different bugs. So the camera does not work on this ROM. You don't even have a camera together with this ROM here. As you can see, there is no camera app. The flashlight is also not working here. And yeah, so these are the most important bugs. The camera is not working and so on. As you can see, the mobile data is also not working here. As you can see, it says no service, even though I have a SIM card in there. But as you can see, the Wi-Fi and all that is working, so you can install this ROM just to test out Lineage OS on your phone. But I would not install this ROM to use it as a daily driver. Right. So the Wi-Fi is working quite well on this ROM, as you can see there. You can also go to the web browser here and do a simple web search here. And as you can see, it works just fine here, and it's also quite fast. And yeah, so the internet is working with the Wi-Fi. So another bug which I forgot is the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner does basically not work here. So if you go to the security here, and if you go to fingerprint, and if you say next here and confirm your pattern, as you can see, it basically does not recognize your finger. You can say next again, but as you can see here, it gives you an error. So the fingerprint scanner is not working. The fingerprint gestures are also not working here. And yeah, the Bixby button hasn't got any function on this ROM. It's basically, it does nothing here. And yeah, so another minor bug on this ROM here is the home button of the Samsung Galaxy S8. So you all know that the Samsung Galaxy S8 has got a pressure sensor here, and every time when you press on this button here, the phone will vibrate, but the screen won't turn on. So in order to turn on the screen, you need to press the power button. And this is the only way how you can wake up the phone. As you can see, the Bixby button hasn't got any function. It does not wake the phone as it does on TouchWiz based ROMs. And yeah, so now let's get into the settings of Lineage OS here. So let's get in there. You can see you get all that standard Lineage OS stuff from in the settings here. You get all that standard stuff like Wi-Fi and so on. Here in the display option, you can enable or disable ambient display. I'm not quite sure if it's working or not. And you get something called display size. And the nice thing here is that you have much more options here. So in TouchWiz you only had 3 different options, but in this ROM you have like 7 different options, which is really nice. So you can scale the whole DPI of the phone, you can make everything bigger, you can make it really small here, which is really fun to play with. So now let's go back here. Of course you get all that standard stuff like notification sounds and so on. Here in the battery life, you can see that the battery life is not the best which you can get. So I mean the Lineage OS on the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge also had some battery issues. The battery was draining much faster than it did on TouchWiz ROMs, and here together with the Galaxy S8 we have the same scenario. So you won't get the best battery life together with this ROM. It's basically not possible. Right, now let's get to the memory here, to the RAM usage of this phone together with this ROM. So you can see that it uses like 50% of the whole RAM, and the thing is that I haven't installed any apps yet. So these are all the apps which I have on board, and even though I haven't used any app together with this ROM, it uses like 50% of the whole RAM, which is you know, it's not the best RAM usage I've ever seen. Right. Now let's move on. Here in the button section you can customize all your buttons. You can change the layout of your navigation bar buttons, which is also really nice to see. You can change the actions of each button and so on. Right, now let's move on. Here in the status bar option you can change the position of the clock, for example. You can also enable or disable quick pull down. You can center the clock as I have done there, and you can also change the battery status style, as you can see there at the top. You can also enable or disable the brightness slider in the notification panel here. So this here is the new notification panel, and you can basically enable or disable the brightness slider there. Yeah. So this here should be everything. So the ROM is based on Android 7.1.2, Android's Nougat here. I'm quite sure that the developers will also build Oreo, Android's 8.0 builds for this device, but they will be buggy too, of course. So I mean, it's not possible to build an AOSP ROM which works as good as TouchWiz ROMs for these devices here, like the Galaxy S8 or the Galaxy S7. And yeah, now let me show you how to install this ROM. So there are three things which you need to do before you install Lineage OS 14.1 on your Samsung Galaxy S8 or S8 Plus. The first thing you need to do is to install TWRP. The second thing you need to do is to download the ROM file, and you also need to download the OpenG apps. After that, you need to power off your phone. Then you need to press the volume up button, the Bixby button, and the power button at the same time to get to the recovery mode. Here in the TW recovery project, you need to go to the wipe option and perform a normal wipe. Then go back and just install the ROM. After this is finished, you can go back and install the G apps. So let's do that quickly. After this is finished, you can basically press on reboot system and do not install the TWRP recovery app. So the phone will just boot up to the new system now. You just need to wait. So now the phone booted up, as you can see, and it asks for your SIM pin. So this here was a short video about Lineage OS 14.1 on the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a dislike, and peace out.